She was standing in a puddle of water waiting for an electrical storm to come. "What are you doing?" I shouted. She didn't hear me. Rain was beating down on her upturned face. "Get back inside the house," I screamed. The sky was flashing, so I tried to drag her skinny arms, but all she did say was, "I'm washing it away. I'm washing it away." As long as I can remember, my mother was bruised. Sometimes there were only tiny bruises, like ignorant ink sliver ants had bitten her around the neck. Other times she was bruised on the inside, and some of the blue-black gleamed through her eyes. These times it would stay within her for days, and the sheen of sadness would block her from vision. When the storm sounds would come, I would sit with my back against the door, listening and wishing I had the courage to stop it, but I never would. I always knew when it was coming, though. She had bought the wrong detergent, or spent too long getting me from school. She had dressed too provocatively for work, or replied a little too rudely. One day, lightning under her skin left thin slashes on her wrists. She had been crying in the bathroom for an hour, but his voice was so loud that he didn't hear it. When she came out, it was the first time I had seen anything but bruises mark her delicate skin. I thought that I would rather have her bruised than struck by lightning. I didn't realize they might have the same effect. I hated him, but I was so afraid. The last time he threw an ashtray at her. It shattered next to her head like a crash of thunder, trapping her against a wall, completely defenseless. I told her then that she needed to leave, and she did. My mother has not been bruised by a storm in 5 years. Now, there are only diamonds around her neck that sparkle in her eyes. Yet, when I am falling in love, I find myself vigilant, ears sensitive to the sound of approaching thunder. I will never be with anybody whose voice is too loud to hear my cries. I will never be with anybody who will leave me more bruised than sparkling, and I will never be with anybody who leaves me standing in a puddle of water lit with the reflections of an oncoming electrical storm. This last one is about, I've been waitressing since I was 16 years old, and I have gained a lot of perspective on, on being in the service industry and serving people, especially in this country. You guys are difficult sometimes. White people too. So this is called Waitress. It's an attempt at humor. I actually wrote it for the comedy poetry slam that happened a few months ago. But I memorized it. Yay! Okay. So this is called Waitress. Hi. I'm a waitress. Some of you might recognize me. I work at the Vault. It's this lovely new bar on Southbridge Road. If you go upstairs from the main door, which is actually this massive vault door, it's a lovely blend of kind of urban warm deco with some brick and some steel finish. You love it. If you haven't been, you should come check us out. I know what you're thinking. This is going to be bad. She's a waitress. She's like a taxi driver for alcohol. You give her specific directions, and sometimes she still takes you to the wrong place. She can't be very bright. She must have dropped out of school. Or she's still in school, which means she's not a fully formed person. And if she's a waitress by profession, then she has no direction in life. No thirst to do greater things like me. I buy contracts and hold shares. I strategize for campaigns to sell shit which won't actually make the world a better place. I am more important than her. Well, you know what? Fuck you. You make me so angry, I want to get your order wrong. You ask me, are you sure you're going to remember that? It's my job. You think you can do it better? I think it's time you recognize that I am your enabler. You unfulfilled, after-work alcoholics with 9-to-5 jobs, Barbie doll wives and mistresses on the side. Your night would not work without me serving your table. I know you're able, but are you actually going to walk all the way to the bar and get your own drink? God forbid you would have to do that because I didn't hear you snap your fingers at me. Now don't go thinking I hate my job. On a Friday night, you are drunk on alcohol, but I am intoxicated by your happy chatter. I am nodding my head to the music the DJ is playing. I am punching my drinks in the system, singing a song. I sail the sea of patrons, and the adrenaline of can I get to your drink on time is the wind behind me. I need it to function. And then you have to do some stupid shit like grab my hair. And this is my problem. You think that because I'm a waitress, I'm not a person. You think that I'm easy because I'm a waitress. You call me sweetheart instead of my name, but you won't even look me in the eyes when you say it. If there's anything I am, it is not a sweetheart. I might be easy. I might be dumb. And I might be a dropout. But I am a waitress. And I'm fucking good at it.
I just want to do a plug. If you want to see Deborah again, and I'm sure all of us want to see Deborah again, on Thursday we're going to have a poetry slam at Blue Jazz Cafe. It's 8 p.m. Just Google Singapore Poetry Slam or Word Poet, and hopefully I'll be competing, even though I haven't written my poems yet. Okay, if you look back, you'll see that there's a huge sea of people like welling up back there. I think, and yet there are actually still a few seats here and there. There's even a bit of a wall between the balcony that people could sit on. So I want to encourage you guys back there to, to move up, fill up some seats, Yeah. If some of you want to sit on the floor over here, that's also okay. Yes? Yes, yeah? Yeah. If you want to sit on the floor right in front, please be my guest. See, young people these days, they don't dare to come and sit on the floor. Young people, they don't have initiative, they don't start their own companies, they don't work hard, they don't begin their own theatre companies. Oh wait, they do, because we do have actually someone who started his own theatre company. It's called The Common Folk. And may I please introduce to the floor Mr. Christopher Falk.
Hi. I don't know how to top that last act, but I'm going to try my best. This is a piece I wrote, is it this year or last year? Yeah, I fell in love with the DJ. I think if you recognize the song, yeah. So. I thought I would never feel this way again. It's been 2 years since then, and my heart, which was once bandaged, wrapped, is looking to get hurt again. I had gone there without any expectations, just go there to have a bit of fun and trudge home alone, usual thing. Imagine my face when I sat on the floor near the DJ decks and looked up into the eyes of the most pristine being I'd ever seen. I think my mouth hung open. He stares at me for a few seconds as if double taking a picture in his head. He spots his friend, but his gaze goes back to me. I'm familiar to him. Maybe not. He goes back to spinning his tracks. I sit down shakily and still glances at him from below, after which the night is spent stalking him from the corner, like a creep, a weirdo. For this angel that floats on air, I ask about his name. I need to be his friend on Facebook, get a clearer picture of him. Something to sigh over in the meantime. Of course, to make sure I'd stand a chance, I proceeded to ask all the other girls for their opinion. Ever since the rise of metrosexuality, my gaydar has been fucked up. So, I don't trust myself anymore. When his set finally plays, I stand there in front of him, dancing to him, of course, with the hip gyrations and all. Needless to say, I did not dance like a sexed-up male stripper. It's best not to out yourself so revealingly. He's singing to his own tracks, and I caution myself not to do anything drastic, so drastic as getting up on the decks and sniffing his neck. His set is over. And you hold yourself back, don't swamp him, don't do so, the ghost might be wrong, you might be wrong. For me, rejection always seems to end with me getting punched by a homophobe. That's what goes on in my head, not that I'm scared of getting hit, but I wouldn't want to put somebody I like through such embarrassment. He surrounds himself with his friends, approaching his heart now. He's popular, I came to the party alone, it's JC all over again. Go up to him. Introduce yourself, if only for the chance to feel the texture of his palm when you shake his hand. Stare into his eyes. Let all the subtle body language show that you are into him. His hand is not quite firm but comforting. He's comforting. Your right hand warms from his touch and you know that you are falling hard. You get his name, but you already know it, so you feign not hearing it properly. Lean closer to hear it again and say, you're a bit deaf, and he thinks. He smiles at you. You believe it's genuine. How can somebody look so good up close? Fantasize. Images float through your head like watered down primordial soup. It all happens in a split second. There's an image of you having lunch with him, a walk downtown, dinner, your first kiss, going back to a hotel room, fumbling of clothes, the rest shall be nameless, they are too precious for words. Waking up with him pressed against your back, his soft breath on your ear, more smiles and laughter, your first fight, tears, you make up plans for the future, you stop. You stop it right there. A future without you. You wonder if out there in some alternate reality, your happiness has evolved beyond yourself. That fulfillment cannot be denied to all your other selves, that would be too cruel. The conversation is over. He's going home. Let him turn around. Let them walk backwards and reverse. As long as you are moving forward. He has a nice back, though. Broad like how walls are non-imposing and non-judgmental, only used to separate you from another space, another time. He doesn't glance back. How does he see me? For a second, I would like to know. It's been a day since then, since the 4th of May. He has not replied and dreams are about him for once. No more nightmares for the time being. You can actually feel your heart this time. Your chest is full and smoldering. Your heart does more than pump blood. It beats for something else. It dawns upon me that if he is graduating, he did say last exam somewhere in the conversation, then that was the last time I was ever going to see him. Your stupid, hopeful heart continues to beat anyway, despite that likelihood. There will be no closure this time round. No, you will have to wait it out. You've been waiting for the past 12 years of your life. Wait for the feeling to fade. Out of sight, out of mind. I still have a problem with that phrase. Eye candy is not made to be swallowed or chewed. Just taste it. That's all it will ever be, a lick of the hand, if you will. And you hope that that taste is enough to continue onto your next meal. Thank you.